And welcome to episode number 53 of the ThroBak Guitar Lounge Podcast. We have something special for everyone today. We have Real P.A.F.
The real deal. We make the best P.A.F. clone in the world, we believe. Vintage P.A.F. patent applied for style pickup in the world. But this week, we have got a Les Paul historic reissue with vintage P.A.F.s in it. And I will read that. We'll play this for the pickups of the week. And I'll read the specs real quick here so you will know to stick around and what you're in for. Mm-hmm. Neck pickup is 7.99K. Bridge pickup is 9.03K. This is the much sought after real steelhead P.A.F.
Now, what makes them a steelhead?
Steel bobbin mounting screws. They act like a little extra pull screw, just ever so slightly, and it has a slight effect on pickup. We have these parts that we dedicate for such pickups. These pickups came out of a 61 SG. Mm-hmm. Although, given the resistance and the location of the sticker on these pickups, I believe these are really a 60 spec. 1960.
And these would qualify as a high output P.A.F.
In the P.A.F. realm, high output. These pickups needed the leads replaced, and the owner wants me to duplicate them. So, I've got all the info I need. And the interesting part about this is these have short Allen Couture magnets with the exact same inductance profile as our short Allen Couture, because our short Allen Couture, this is not a surprise to me, was copied from a P.A.F. of the same era that I sent the magnet in to Thompson Skinner. They destroyed it and made the exact magnet, which we have here. This is unique to us, as are so many things.
Right.
Okay. We're going to go, should we go right to the ThroBak Mailbox?
Well, we'll just do a little, for people to stick around for the Guitargument. I don't know what that was, but
someone's pounding on her door, I think. Something be delivered?
Maybe it's something. Maybe it's more screws being dropped outside.
It could be.
For the Guitargument, we're going to go through a series randomly of Rolling Stone's 100 top guitar solos of all time. So
that's right. That's the Guitargument.
We haven't seen them.
Well, we're going to randomly pick from the list of 100, and we will discuss
if we
agree. Should this be on the list?
We can argue about that. So
okay,
that'll be interesting.
Is there anything to say about the Fender pickups and everything that we've been along the lines of the Fender winder, mm-hmm. the Fullerton 457 winder, if anybody wants to update that, I played the latest iteration at band practice, mm-hmm. and it sounded darn good.
Yeah, they're very nice
and sounding. That's so I think we're going to keep the specs that were in the last show. So we're going to have I got to make the webpage, and then they will be up for purchase by the public.
Cool. Okay,
let's go right now to the viewer, the ThroBak Mailbox.
You've got a letter there.
I got a letter here. Okay, so this is a letter from I assume this is a ThroBak customer over the years. Mm-hmm. But he says, "Hi, are the pickup cover prices accurate? I've been buying these covers for years. I have quite a few on my guitars. I was about to order an aged gold cover, which were $103 just recently. I don't think it was that recent, but anyway. The site indicates they are $189 each now, ? I love the covers, but there's no way I can justify almost $200 for one cover. I understand prices have increased everywhere, and your costs are probably going up, which I totally get. But that's just too much for me to continue buying them. Thanks, Jeremy." So now, I mean, I don't want to alienate a customer over price. So is this something that we should tweak? Given the realities of business, and you must have customers, and that, but the realities of the prices associated with these things. So, let's see what Paul has to say about this. Paul, you're always a good.
How's Paul doing?
You're always a good person to bounce these ideas off of. What is your thought about possibly lowering the prices of ThroBak covers to meet the needs of this man.
I mean, I guess you could think about it. I don't know. What do you think, Matthew?
Well, okay, Matthew, he wants to see your opinion or hear your opinion.
What
do you got there?
I have my regular size snifter of very fine cognac. I have to gets me through the show. I take a big smell.
Is
of
that brandy?
No, this is brandy's brandy, but this is cognac. This is a step up.
All right,
it's even better. Well,
tell me what you think about the covers.
Well,
and lowering prices.
Well, when I think about the hard days at ThroBak and having to travel coach all the way to the West Coast and stay at a crappy motel
for NAMM,
and now we fly.
The private jet? You're talking about the private jet?
Well, it's the only thing they'll allow this on. I have to have a private jet to carry my large
brandy snifter.
My large brandy snifter, and all my vintage guitars. I can't leave those at home. They have to be.
So, what's your thought about the sacrifices that need to be made in order to?
Let me take a smell of this.
In order to, in order to get the price of these things lowered.
Hang on.
That may require some sacrifices.
I know how I can come to a conclusion. Paul, can you go to the humidor and get me one of those fine Cuban cigars?
Straight away, sir.
Oh, man. This is... Okay. Matthew, you're a solid no on this idea. I see you're not willing to make these sort of sacrifices.
Well, if I can still have my jet and my cognac and my
the private
fully
jet,
stocked humidor of Cuban cigars that we won't talk how we get them into the United States.
Okay, I guess
maybe there's no embargo anymore.
I guess that
does that answer your question?
The covers stay the same price.
Well,
but okay, you're going to have to blame Matthew.
You blame me.
He can't do without his brandy.
Cheers, everyone.
And is it warm enough yet with the?
My large hands warming up. Let me take a smell.
All right.
It does smell good.
We tried. Okay. Okay. Well, not to make light of it. Well, we have made light of it. But it's not. It is the absolute case that nothing has gotten cheaper for us to make.
No.
If these are to be available, they have to be the price they are. That's the way it is. And be available. I mean, but we have what we believe are the best P.A.F. reproduction covers on the planet. P.A.F. repros as well. P90, all of this. We talk about it all the time. All the info's on our YouTube channel, and it's a level of detail that's unique to us, and it costs a lot of money to have it.
Do you want to discuss anything about the making of the gold P.A.F?
Oh, the covers?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So this is just as a reference for the gold P.A.F. covers. We've gotten them plated here locally for years by a place that used to do it for Gibson. Mm-hmm. And the last time this year we went to deliver a gold batch, they said, we're not doing gold anymore because we don't want to pay for the gold material to plate stuff. And their tank was depleted and they're not going to replenish it. That's how, and this is a major plater here in town. People don't want to pay for the gold. They don't have customers who want to pay for the gold, apparently, except for us. And we don't do a big enough volume for them to justify filling a tank with the material, the gold, whatever it is, liquid stuff that they need to do it. And so I had to go elsewhere. That's how expensive it is to produce these things, is literally the place that used to advertise, especially specializing in gold plating, doesn't want to do it anymore. Actually have one of their old catalogs, mm-hmm. and it has Gibson parts on it. They're gold plated, like Birdland tailpieces and stuff, as part of their capabilities brochure to show what they do. And they don't want to even do it anymore. So that's how expensive it is. I
always find it interesting because you really sort of think, well, all this stuff will be available all the time, but that's just not the case.
It's not. We're sort of making we're making something that in many cases some of the parts are considered obsolete. No one else buys plain enamel magnet wire in 42 gauge anymore, except for pickup makers, as far as I know. That's just one example. So things stamped out of nickel silver. I don't know. A lot of this stuff is specialty. It has now become specialty because of the passage of time. Okay. So we're going to do the pickups of the week now, Matthew.
Great.
And you are going to we'll go get the guitars. You want to drink any of that, Matthew?
I don't think I should drink on camera. It may not be.
Okay. All right.
Well, people complain.
Okay,
this is a family show.
Okay, we'll be right back with the pickups of the week, which is a real vintage P.A.F. set that we replaced the leads on. And since we needed here to reproduce them, I put a little extra length on them so we could put it in a test guitar, and with no problem for the owner of these. Okay, we will be right back. Okay, we're back with pickups of the week. These are real vintage P.A.F. pickups in this is a 58 reissue Les Paul, but with jumbo frets and a Carmelita neck that I got from Chicago Music Exchange. Very nice guitar. It's the neck, clean, through a Fender Deluxe Reverb.
The Carmelita neck, that's a Joe Bonamassa?
I believe so. Okay, so...
Is that neck a little bit chunky or not so chunky?
It's a little less chunky than a 58.
Cool.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a 59 spec neck, and it has a jumbo fret. So this guitar would usually have the smaller frets now. They're currently making. This one has the jumbo frets in the Carmelita neck.
Cool.
Okay, so let's see if I can find us a picture of the amp settings. And we see here. Okay.
Your amp cam.
That the bottom. This is a photograph I took, but settings are the same. Let me confirm that. Yes, and so 2 for the volume, treble, a little bit, almost 5.5. 6 for the bass. Reverb's off, vibrato's off, intensity off. Any reverb here you're hearing is from the aux box here, but this is a 1979 Deluxe Reverb. And the Nobels ODR-1 for when we play dirty tones is going to be set like this one, with the bass rolled off a little bit. This is the gold Nobels ODR-1. And again, if they don't make this one anymore, but if you get the Nobels ODR-1X, same pedal, just don't use the high gain mode if you don't want it.
And then what simulated cab are you running through the aux box?
This is just a 112 Deluxe Reverb cab.
Okay.
So
it's like an open back.
Yep. It's same setup as you would have with a mic'd. Well, it's basically a virtual mic'd Deluxe Reverb cabinet. So okay, you ready?
Where are you playing the volume and tone on the guitar right now?
Volume's on 10 for both of these. I have the tone on 8. I tend to play a Les Paul with the tone on 8 because it takes a little bit, even though you wouldn't think it would do this, it actually makes a low end a little clearer without really taking away the shimmer of the high end. Makes the low end a little less woofy. Maybe I can even demonstrate it right here. I don't know if it'll come through. But here's with the tone on 8. Neck pickup. Here's the tone on 10. I don't know if you hear it.
No,
but
you can.
I can hear it. Okay, I'll do it again. Let's try it on low E here. Pick in the same spot. That's a tone on 8. put it on 10. I don't know if you can hear it. I can hear it when we're playing, in a room. So I figure, well, if I'm doing it then, I might as well do it now also. So let's play this. And again, this is 7.99K vintage P.A.F, 7.99K neck, 9.03K bridge, genuine steelhead pickups, vintage P.A.F pickups with short Allen & Co. 2 magnets in both pickups. Confirmed by me, because I had to have these covers off. Did the inductance test. Perfectly matched our short A2. And we'll play them. And maybe discuss a little bit after that. We'll play a little clean and a little dirty.
Okie dokie.
Let's play a little dirtier here.
1, 2, 3.
see here. Should we discuss anything about this?
Well, how would you compare them to the your existing Steelhead offering?
Well, I don't have any that are short A2 high output.
That's right. The existing 59 Steelhead is what? It's either the dry A2 or the A4.
Well, yeah, we just have the 57. So
it's 57.
So, yeah, 57.
Sorry. I called it 59.
And 57 and A4 dry long A2. So this is it's an interesting combo. I like it. Short A2 tends to be a little more aggressive than long A2. I'm not exactly sure why, but it also has a low end that's a little snappier than regular A2. A little more mids, short A2 tends to have. I think they work real well in this. And I don't think a lot of people have experience with this, vintage P.A.F.s with this high of a resistance, because they are, they're out there, but this is at the upper end of where it is, the resistance tends to be. And I've repaired enough of these that the resistance is higher. Basically, I'll say I think the resistance is higher because of mistake, and I don't. They are kind of an anomaly, I think, from a production standpoint, and they sound pretty good. Mm-hmm. I do not have any complaints about how these sound at all. I played this guitar band practice twice with these pickups, and through a Fender amp, it sounds great. You'd probably want a little higher wattage Marshall, but the higher resistance tends to warm it up a little bit. So I think they react really well with a Fender amp, like a Silverface black panel amp. Okay. We will go on to the rest of the show, but I'm going to duplicate these. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. We'll see if maybe I'm probably not going to have these both. The guy's going to want these back, but we'll probably revisit this. Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's see. Let's put the guitars away, Matthew.
You ready?
What's next here before we go? Next is a Guitargument.
Guitargument.
Let's put the guitars away, and we will be back with the Guitargument. Okay, Matthew, we're back with the Guitargument, and this was your idea here. It is the what?
Actually, it wasn't my idea. It was Deirdre's idea.
Oh, okay.
We've taken it.
Thank you, Deirdre. Let's. I think it'll work out well.
Yeah.
So we'll thank her in advance.
Right.
Okay, so set it up here, Matthew, before I go to the website that has all this.
Okay, so
info.
Rolling Stone about 2 weeks ago or so put out a list of the greatest guitar solos of all time, 100, top 100. We decided we will randomly choose a number and go and look at that, the said solo, and then see if we agree with it, or maybe we don't, or maybe.
Aren't these things sort of notorious for being like, was there
lame?
What being for being lame? Wasn't there one with I don't know, was it solos or iconic guitar sort of players, and like the best guitar players of the 20th century or something like that, and Ted Nugent wasn't on it, but Joan Jett was.
Yeah, that's very typical.
Is it? Yeah,
yes, that's exactly what you'll find in these.
Okay.
Joan Jett, who's, no one's going to say she's a virtuoso, but least of all her, I'm sure. So but they want to fill in and click off the boxes. So it's like okay.
So I have to have access to the ThroBak computer mouse. But we'll go to the it says it all right here, doesn't it?
There you go. 100 greatest guitar
solos. They've got people in here. And
there's a Jimmy, and there's Eddie, and there's Prince, and there's Slash, and there's Tom Morello.
Who's that right there?
Can't see.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. So is it Dwayne Allman? I don't know.
Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe.
All right. So give me a number.
Okay,
You're
so
going to give me a number,
on.
and I will scroll through and try to locate the person.
I got Google to pick them, so I'm just going to do this, and then I'm going to stop on one.
Well,
okay, 62.
62. All right. We're going to go to the 62.
62.
To Eric Johnson, Cliffs of Dover.
1990. From what was the name of that record?
I don't know. Now, this is iconic, but this is an instrumental. It's one big solo.
I mean, he has to be on the list. I mean, he's
well, yes, that's true.
Proficient.
I guess everything he does is going to be an instrumental, more or less.
Well, he sings. He does sing. So.
I know, but everything you kind of think of
yes.
from him is
okay.
And
I'm happy with that.
It's worthy. Yes, certainly worthy. Eric Johnson. Yes.
So he's not he's not in the 90s, or he's but he's.
But again,
guitar player.
It's more of a. I'm thinking solo.
You're thinking of
this, and I'd say this would be important guitar player list. It's an instrumental. It's an important instrumental.
But is it one of? Is
it really a solo?
Are you?
When I think solo, I think solo as a instrumental accent to a song with a vocal.
Right. Yeah. So
don't you?
Okay.
Usually.
Yeah. Hold. So
I've questioned the judgment.
So, okay, don't say it right now.
All deference to Eric Johnson.
I'm going to write down I'm going to think, okay, that you got me thinking a little on a different level. So I've got a couple of solos in my head, but we should go on to the next one.
Okay, so the next one, let's pick it.
Do you want to, let's see, stop. Let's see, 42.
42, okay, let's. Matthew, it stops at 51. Let's just do 51.
Go to 51. That's good enough.
So 51, it says The Birds 8 Miles High.
I don't even know that song. Do you know that song?
It's a 12-string guitar solo. Isn't it? I mean, it's a cool solo, but would you call this an iconic guitar solo? A 12-string guitar solo?
It sounds. This is what I mean. Are they wanting to fill in their buddies?
I don't know.
Is it Roger McGuinn playing it? I assume.
Yeah, I would assume so. Yes. It's kind of an oddity in the sense that it's a 12-string guitar solo.
Yeah.
But name me another 12-string guitar solo.
Yeah, good point. Okay, maybe they needed one.
Yeah. Okay. Let's let me see if I can find 42 here. Okay, now if there's 50, St. Vincent Rattlesnake. No. We didn't pick 50.
See, this is what I mean.
But really,
it's their buddies.
This is 50. This is like halfway through the most iconic guitar solo list.
And you don't know.
I have no audio reference for this. I mean, maybe it's a good solo, but I mean,
I'm going to make some notes. I'm going to do my homework, and then I'm going to talk about it.
Iconic means it's got to be sort of immediately identifiable to the crowd, doesn't it? Okay, well, the next one was 42. We can go to 42. You mentioned that before.
Go to 42.
Okay, so. Oh, okay. No, that's 47. That's quick. Okay. The band.
It makes no difference. Of the Last Waltz.
What?
I know the song, but
isn't he kind of known for kind of having very choppy, sort of strange solos?
I found Robbie Robertson, by the time you listen to him in the mid 70s and think that his guitar solos aren't as powerful as they are, when he was playing with Dylan and stuff. If you listen to his early guitar playing, it sounds like Michael Bloomfield. And actually, Michael Bloomfield played with him on John Hammond's one of the maybe his first solo record. And Bloomfield was so kind of taken back that he didn't even play guitar. He played piano. And Robbie Robertson played the guitar parts on that record. But I found by the time Robbie Robertson's playing on the Last Waltz and stuff, I think his tone isn't very good. And
I think I just again.
And it's it seems
I'm not hearing it in my head. Shouldn't I be hearing it in my head?
It doesn't sound great.
Weird. Okay, so give me another number, Matthew.
Well, should we just go to the top 10?
Okay, sure. We'll go to the top 10. 10.
Okay. Yeah,
While my guitar gently weeps.
so it's Eric Clapton playing that.
Yes. Okay. Sure. Yes. For sure.
That's a good solo.
That's a good solo. That's definitely iconic. We can agree on that.
Yes.
Okay. Let's go to 9.
Funkadelic Maggot Brain.
Maggot Brain. Funkadelic Maggot Brain. I could not tell you.
I think
solo.
I think I've heard that in the last couple of years, and I didn't grow up listening to that, but I think that is actually pretty good. I'd have to. That's number 9. I'd have to look that up.
Well, again, good and iconic are two different things, aren't they? Okay. Steely Dan, Kid Charlemagne. Yes, sure. Yes, for sure.
It's Larry Carlton.
8. All right. Let's see what 7 is. Led Zeppelin's Stairway to Heaven. Oh my gosh.
No, I thought that would have been higher.
Well, maybe
because
it's at 7 due to overexposure.
But I mean,
yeah, sure. It's so iconic that it's become a joke.
It's a good solo though.
It is a good solo, yeah.
And he used the Telecaster on the one everyone's thinking about.
Yeah,
yeah. They're showing a double neck, but he played a.
Okay, let's go to 6. Chuck Berry, Johnny B. Goodman. Well, yeah, sure, for sure.
Yeah, it's sort of like the foundation.
It's a foundation of rock and roll guitar solos. Van Halen, Eruption. Instrumental, but you could say that this is like just one extended solo.
Yeah.
Couldn't you? Because it's got so many sort of virtuoso. I guess you could do the same with Eric Johnson, but it's this is full of sort of like solo trickery.
Yeah, I
made it iconic for like ever.
Yeah, I obviously it's Eruption, but I was thinking when you were talking earlier, I was thinking, okay, something that makes a solo sort of within the period, within that song, the context of that song, it sort of elevates everything. And I think the Stairway to Heaven, although it's overplayed and everything, the solo I don't really get tired of listening to. Eruption, I think.
Let's go to 4.
Let's go to 4. What are they saying? Yeah.
Pink Floyd, Comfortably Numb.
Yeah, especially some of the live versions of it are like the one that's on Pulse, and some of the more recent ones are very good. So yeah, you can't argue with that. That's 4.
Let's go to 3. Is Eagles Hotel California? Yeah, for sure.
It's iconic.
Jimmy Page, Machine Gun. Yeah, but would that be your Jimmy Page choice of iconic guitar solo?
I wouldn't have picked that one for number 2.
No.
I think it's maybe.
Okay, now who do you think number 1 is? You let's guess.
Well, yeah, it could.
Is it going to be something like? Is it going to be okay? I think it could be something like. Whoever the guy is that did the Rock Around the Clock solo. So
okay, could be
or something like that, right? Or it's going to be, something from the beginning of the rock and roll era.
Yeah, I think it could be something from the beginning of the rock and roll era, or it can't be Hendrix or Page again, or it's going to be.
Is it going to be
Clapton?
Jeff Beck?
It could be Jeff Beck, maybe.
But what would be the iconic guitar solo for Jeff Beck? I think if it's iconic, it's got to be a big hit too, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, they've already proven. I mean, Machine Gun a big hit?
Okay, let's find out. Let's do the drum roll. The first number one
Rolling
as
Stone.
said by Rolling Stone, guitar solo is most iconic right here, right now. Prince Purple Rain. No.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm trying to think of the solo in my head right now.
It goes da 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 da, and then he does all this sort of flourish of notes in it, but it kind of goes on and on. I mean,
everyone is like presently surprised and impressed by the level of Prince's guitar skill, but compared to that guy is second. Does that make sense?
It's typical.
Jimmy Page is second
Stone.
To Prince, Purple Rain solo. I I mean, honestly, I'm drawing a blank on what the solo sounds like. I know I've heard it over and over and over again, but if it's iconic, it should be like jumping right into my memory.
It sort of builds up with the rhythm of the song, and then he does, I think near the end of it, he does like a huge sort of flourish of notes and what have you. But,
Okay, all right.
But again, it's a Rolling. I've always found the Rolling Stone list to always leave you scratching your head a little
That's
bit.
bizarre. I think that's a very odd first choice.
Yeah, I think.
And you would think I'm of the age where this would have been like the cool stuff on the radio.
It was 42 years
Yeah.
ago now. So
So,
yeah,
but
I think
I would. So at 84, I'm a junior in high school. I'm learning guitar, and at that time am I thinking like this is the guitar like thing I got to learn? And the answer is no.
no. It was interesting. His acumen as a guitar player kind of came later. He wasn't sort of initially kind of heralded as this great guitar player, because he was right in the middle of Van Halen doing their thing, and
Yeah.
but he was definitely seen as a multi instrumentalist who
I'm somehow left feeling empty.
a little disappointed.
Okay, let's. Should we name one other random number here, Matthew, and we'll find it,
Okay.
and maybe it'll brighten. It'll be a pleasant surprise.
Okay, let's go to, how about 37?
37. 37.
Oh, it's Rush.
Rush Limelight.
Can you think of the solo?
It's- Yeah. No, it was on.
Moving Pictures.
It's a very aggressive vibrato, high pitched vibrato use, whammy bar usage.
Yeah. Where he sort of like, I guess he sort of started to move away from the Gibson 335 and
Yeah, it's
Les Paul.
iconic for them. Yeah, it's like, yeah. I mean, I like the song. Don't get me wrong.
Sure.
Yeah, oh, it's weird. Okay, I mean, no, I think that's iconic. Definitely an iconic Rush solo. Yeah. But
Oh, yeah.
it's like, was this changing the history of rock right there? This iconic solo.
Well, I think they were
No,
probably not,
no,
but
but it doesn't matter.
it was a big record for
It doesn't
them.
matter. It's a nice solo though. Yeah, it's a good solo. Okay, let's see. Should we go to what we got next here, Matthew? Let's
I think we're doing
our
riffs.
we incorporated the cool down in that, Matthew. So let's go on to Rorschach riffs. And Matthew, this is going to be a bass edition.
This is a bass edition today.
You have a beautiful bass here that I will get. The sound is really surprisingly big sounding bass, considering it's a short scale bass. Mm-hmm. You played this at practice. Flat wound strings,
The labella.
cool color,
sounds.
super low action on it too for a bass, don't you think? Mm-hmm. Okay.
It may need a little tweaking. I was hearing a little bit of buzzing when I was
Okay.
tuning it earlier.
Well, that's kind of, isn't that the nice part about the flat ones is the buzz is less apparent. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's find it. Well, I'll get it for you right now. Okay, there it is. Matthew is getting ready with his. What is the official name of this thing?
It's a signature JMJ, the bass player who has played with Beck for a lot of years. And is it Justin Mendel Johnson? But this is a signature edition, road worn sort of Mustang
Yeah,
string through body.
sounds really big. It does. It's got a big bass sound.
And I think this one, he had it made with, I think the split coil is a DiMarzio
Okay.
split coil. I usually play it with the volume up and the bass. Sorry, the volume all the way up and the tone all the way down.
Okay. Now we're gonna go to the Paul cam. Paul, you're assembling there. Are you going to
am.
listen to the
you're gonna
the
participate?
Rorschach riffs here? This is going to be a bass edition.
Of course.
Okay. All right. Keep these in mind while you're working there. We will check back with you periodically to see how you're doing. Okay. Matthew.
Ready? You got your pen and paper? Do you
I've
need
got
a
my pen and paper, and the audience is ready. They should be up to speed on this already. Again, 4 riffs, rapid succession. Now, these are iconic riffs, aren't they? You should be all the arbiter of what the iconic riff is by now. You've done something approaching 52 episodes now, 53 episodes of Rorschach riffs.
Yeah,
You could be considered an expert on the subject at this point.
Almost. I'm getting there. I was building my supply of a bass one. Sometimes you're just listening, and actually, this is I would say the second time. I'll give you a little hint. Maybe this might help. Somewhere in the past few months, the guy upstairs who's playing little snippets of music all the time was playing something, and I was thinking, oh, wait a minute. And so I put it on a list. And I think one of those songs that he was playing a while ago, I'm trying to play today.
Yeah, we're in a building that is an old, I guess it's a furniture factory, and the floors are, you can hear through the floors
And the walls.
and the walls. But the guy above us does sort of like church programs, and I think band demo recordings. And he's got several versions of bands too. He's very good musician, and but we can hear him working up there. So you'll hear these muffled sort of bass things that he's looping or whatever. I assume he's working on some sort of. He's editing something, and is one of those in here? Is one of these in here?
I began to think about it because I think I added it to my list because I'm constantly trying to we haven't done a bass one in a while, but I was, you're trying to build this stuff up so you're not.
Yeah, it's sort of like name that tune with him up there, because you'll hear a few notes of something that's very muffled, and you'll be like, I bet that's this song, just from a few notes, muffled notes, and then you'll listen a little more, and you'll be like, yeah, that's it. Okay. All right. You ready, Matthew? This is the first one.
I think I'm ready.
Of 4 now.
Do you want it on the other angle?
Oh yeah, that's right. We got to see what's going on here with your bass riffing.
Okay, let me. I haven't played this one since this morning, so hang on. Hopefully, there's no problem. Okay, hang on. Give me yours.
Should I turn it up a little? That seems a little low.
Yeah, because.
Okay, let's try that again.
Do good.
Yeah. Okay.
Hang on.
I have no clue. Okay. I'm still drawing a blank. Wow.
That's 3.
Oh my gosh, you're gonna step in all these.
And then 4 is now you have to pay attention now.
I have no clue. Okay, actually, you know what? Turn your treble up a little bit. I'm just thinking a little more I can hear this, but I'm just thinking people might be listening on their phone or something.
Now the last one I think was coming from upstairs. That's okay. That's when I
try again because I'm. Well, let's ask Paul if he knows any of these. Paul, were any of those identifiable to you from the bass riff?
Number 4, but I'm probably wrong.
Oh, well, he's doing better than me. I have no clue.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, hold on. Let me get back to the... Wait a minute.
Okay, start over again.
Hold on here. Gotta get the wrong shot here.
I thought only number 4 you'd have trouble with.
Really? Okay, let's hear it again.
Okay, hang on. Here we go. quite a bit. You want me to give you one hint?
Yes.
Famous intro to a very early movie by a very sort of controversial, successful American director. Do you want me to give you the name of the movie?
No. Okay, go on to the second one.
Okay, so the second one. Now,
What year would this movie have been, more or less?
Early 90s.
Genre.
Like a...
Action adventure.
No, crime. Like a gangster.
Early 90s.
Early 90s. Very famous director.
Oh, it's going to be Martin Scorsese's.
No. Early 90s.
Early 90s?
Directorial debut.
Oh, it's going to be Quentin Tarantino. You're silent now.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, go ahead. I'm still not getting
now,
that. This is a hit song.
I think it was a hit song. Yes, I think it was a hit song in the early, like 1970. Okay, so this, now you got to think this is the 80s now. So hang on, just.
This it does sound familiar. Can you give me a hint on that?
Do you want to sing? I was going to sing some of the lyrics, but then you probably go, no.
Is this a remake of another song?
No,
or no,
I don't believe so. No, I think it's the original song.
Okay. Give me go on to 3. Well, this I'm shocked.
Two guys, two names in the name.
It's Duran.
I screwed that up a little bit. It's basically that. Do you want to give me a hint on that one?
Yes, give me a hint on that.
Okay, that's a famous Canadian group, couple of brothers. They're from Winnipeg. They formed after another group dissolved that the guitar player was in. He's coming to town to play in the amphitheater this summer.
Okay.
They had a famous song that was used in a Office Depot commercial or something.
Oh man, I'm not getting it. Okay, what's 4? Give me 4.
Okay, hang on.
Oh my gosh. Hope the audience is better than me. Okay, I don't know. Give me a hint. Sounds like it's minor.
Well, okay, no, it was a very, very popular pop hit early 80s. I think it was maybe this very
year?
huge band.
Give me a year.
Early 80s, like 81.
81. Is this I would have seen this on MTV.
You would have seen the video was shot at I believe the video was shot at the studio outside of somewhere in Quebec.
Oh my gosh, these are all Canadian.
No. This is not. This was recorded or the video was shot there at Le Studio, which is abandoned now. But huge song. It was a huge song.
Oh my gosh,
very big pop song. You would have heard it everywhere.
Okay, Paul. I'm getting nowhere with this. What is the one that you thought he was the 4th one, right?
Paul knows this one.
Play the riff real quick. This is the last one?
This is number 1.
He said he thought he knew 4.
Yeah, 4 was the one I know. But I don't know if I know it.
Do you want to take a guess?
Guess, Paul.
Well, I thought it was Boys Don't Cry, but you said it was a huge hit. So in 81, I think it was after 81.
Yeah, no, I can see where you're coming with Boys Don't Cry. That's not a bad guess, but it's not. That's not the song. No.
All right, Matthew. I need to know what you. I need to know first. We're just play one. I need to know what these are. One, I'm giving up, but I want you to dole out cues to where I might, or clues to where I might get it. Okay, give me a clue. Year.
Well, I think the song came out in either 69 or 70, but it was made famous in Quentin Tarantino's
British band.
I think they're actually Dutch.
Da, 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 da.
Do you know what?
Is it
Don't worry about the
Shocking
band.
Blue?
But do you know the name?
Is
of
it the band Shocking? No.
No. But Nate, just think of do you know the name of the song?
No.
Should I just tell you then?
I want you to give me little hints.
Well, it's a title track, the intro to Reservoir Dogs. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I don't remember what the song is.
And it's kind of slow motion. They're kind of walking in their black suits and whatever. It's kind of weird. I think I remember hearing it on the radio, but
it wasn't a big hit.
I think it was. I think it was a pretty big hit.
A female singer, male singer.
Male singer. No, male singer.
Yeah. It's not Golden Earring, is it?
No, it's not that band.
It's not. Okay.
So
tell me the song title in little bits and pieces so I can maybe get it.
Okay, Little Green Bag.
I have no. I don't. Little Green Bag. By what's the band?
The George Baker Selection.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, but you know that song.
No, I don't. Okay. 2. What is 2? You're picking stuff. These are not super big. Well, I was going to. It's Daryl Hall. It's Hall and Oates.
Yeah.
It's Maneater.
Yes.
Okay.
There you go. See?
Okay, good. I got one.
You've
okay.
yourself.
Let's hear 3.
It sounds like when you hear the song, it sounds like something Spinal Tap wrote.
U.S. band. Give me a genre and a location.
Okay.
And a year.
Okay, early 70s, I believe. But out of Winnipeg. Famous guitar player. You know the guitar player. Has a famous Gretsch collection.
Oh, okay. So it's either the Guess Who or Bachman Turner Overdrive.
It's the
Bachman Turner Overdrive.
The latter. Yeah. And
is that the bass line for American Woman?
No, it's a weird song. I don't know how famous the song was, but it was the title track of this record that has a box and it has a bunch of gears coming out of it.
My brother had that.
I thought
he
you
had
talked
it, but
about.
is this gonna? Okay, give me the name of the song. Give me some part of the name of the song.
Not.
What is? I don't know.
You'd see on a box, you might see the word fragile, but this is not fragile.
I don't know the song. I'm sure I heard it, but this does not fit the iconic.
Am I getting away from the?
You're trying to stump us unfairly. Okay, now the 4th one.
And that repeats like about 5 times.
Year.
I think about 81.
Genre.
Pop, but very popular. Trio.
A trio? Power trio?
I wouldn't call them a power trio.
Guitar-based power trio?
Yeah, like guitar, bass, drums. Very, very popular.
Country of origin.
UK, I would say, but one of the members was American.
Okay, I don't know. Let's hear it.
Well,
let's hear the name. I'm stumped.
There's another little part that I have difficulty getting the gist of.
What's the song?
Every little thing she does is magic.
Oh. Yeah, but it's a song with 2 parts.
I know.
That's the bridge, isn't it?
No, that's the intro.
I resolved to call her up 1,000 times. I know. That's from Ghost in the Machine. Yeah, now I see it. But the main song is the more upbeat part. That's where the song title is.
I guess so.
Well, I don't know if you call this cheating. You're being deceptive with your bass licks.
Well, that's what was coming through. That's what was coming through the floor, and I thought, what song is that? I must admit, when I first heard that, when he was playing that up there, I got the song wrong. I thought, it's something else by the Police. But then I was, wait a minute, no, that's everything.
Well, it's sort of the bridge, isn't it? It sort of starts with the bridge.
I don't know if it is.
I don't know. It's a weird song. It's a good song, but a weird song. Okay. Wow.
I only got 1 out of 3.
You
I thought you were going to do better.
Followed up the. My brother had that album too. My brother had both of the Bachman Turner Overdrive and the Ghost in the Machine album. I didn't. Yeah.
Which brother? Your oldest brother?
Dan, my oldest brother.
He had both of those?
Yeah. Okay.
I had a soft
Randy
spot.
Bachman. So I was born. I think I've told you this, Matthew, but I was born in Bellingham, Washington, and my I don't remember any of this because we left when I was 1, but my siblings remember it well. Living in Everson, Washington, which was very close to Randy Bachman's house, apparently. And because they went back to visit one of my brothers went back to visit. I think they all did. And like they drove by it. And it's kind of in the 70s when.
He had a place in Washington State.
I think he is. It's very close to the border. I think it was in Canada, but it was just across the border.
And they knew that's where he had.
They knew that's where his place was.
Oh wow!
In fact, I found it on a map. I had this vague recollection of it. I found it on a map. It was very close to where we used to live.
Oh, wow. Kind of interesting.
Okay, so let's see. I think that might actually be why he had a Bachman Turner Overdrive album, because of that. Because it was sort of this nostalgic thing for him, my brother. Okay, so you're going to do music. Oh, we forgot all about this.
No, I didn't. I just didn't bring him up yet.
We didn't show the treat of the week.
Thank you, Bonnie.
Thank you, Bonnie. She's good.
We haven't forgotten.
She would have had to stick around for the whole show to see the actual display of the. These are a raisin oatmeal cookie.
Maybe
oatmeal raisin.
We can put it in the chapter.
These are nice and soft.
They are. Oh yeah, they're very soft.
Yeah, I usually think oatmeal is a little coarser. Oh, Paul, you. Oh, wait a minute, Paul. Did you bring cookies?
No, I didn't know you had some.
Oh, I see. No, we got some.
Bring them.
Okay. Paul thought we forgot the cookies. He was going to bring an emergency supply of cookies in here. He heard us talk about them.
No, I had a couple set out.
Oh, I'm dropping crumbs here. Okay. All right, Matthew, you're going to have some musical musings. Mm-hmm. And you didn't tell me about any of these musings, have you?
No. But if you put that picture up that I put up earlier.
Okay, there it is. Hold on.
Now this is an outline of, or what would you call that?
That's a map of a sort of a
venue.
Seating layout.
This is for a local venue that's actually going to open up tonight. The first show at the Acusure Amphitheater in Grand Rapids, I believe, is tonight. I think they're going to open the place up.
My nephew was working on this.
Really? Doesn't work on it? Wow.
He did I think their company's doing landscape architecture for it. But I digress. Go ahead.
So this idea has been in the news, and it's called Blue Dot Fever.
Blue Dot Fever.
Blue Dot Fever. It's where some concerts are being canceled right now. Whole tours and things are being canceled because tickets aren't selling.
Oh, I heard about this. Yeah, this is what the reason for it's sort of like the politician who is not running for re-election because he wants to spend more time with his family.
Mm-hmm.
This is that the so and so is not touring because the stresses of the road have taken their toll, and they realize that they need to take a break.
Well, right now it seems to be mainly pop acts
in order to center themselves
that are dropping out, and some of them are being honest and saying our tickets just aren't selling, and we're going to drop the American tour.
I get it though. The Blue Dot fever though is they're sick because there's too many blue dots on the map on the seating layout for seating chart for the venue
for the show, and they're having to cancel. So some people are surmising, is this because of the economy right now? The inflation and gas prices and what have you. I think I personally think it's a series of things. I think it's pent up demand that has been satisfied, and now people aren't really interested. During the COVID years, people had, when they could have got a chance to go back out, they were willing to pay these higher rates for tickets, and I think that's worn out. It's a lure now.
Well, what were the rates for those tickets? Now this is a new venue in town. Who is the band? Did you say?
This actually, I pulled that off of the internet. That's a little unfair because that show won't happen until I think early August.
Oh, okay,
so
that's a ways off.
But
well, hold on. Paul said something.
Paul said something.
Did you sneeze or did you say something?
I said Lionel Richie.
Lionel Richie. Is that who's opening it?
Lionel Richie's opening it.
Oh, he is today.
That's he's opening it.
How many people does it seat?
I don't know. Is it 12? Or is it more or less?
14 people.
Okay, so this
Very
is, by the way, for anyone who's not, doesn't know what we're talking about, this is a new outdoor venue in Grand Rapids. You mentioned this, and
it's your typical shed amphitheater that you've got them all over the country.
It's kind of weird though because it's like right next to the highway.
It'll be
like
interesting.
The elevated highway through town is called the S curve, and it almost appears that you could practically reach out and touch it when you're driving by it.
Yeah.
Driving on the S curve. So, okay, go on, Matthew.
But some other people some economists and things have looked at this and said, well, the reason why people aren't willing to spend it anymore, spend this kind of money, is because, these prices are just too high, and going to a show is like, it's like going on vacation now.
Did you find out what the prices were for Lionel Richie?
I didn't find out what the going rates are, but typically, like the lawn seats are, even some of the lawn seats are between like $80 and $90, and as you move forward, they're into the hundreds and hundreds of dollars.
Yeah.
So it's like a lot of these shows are just, they're really trying to sort of cover every price point.
Well, they're replacing the lack of revenue from album sales with touring.
Well, now
isn't that it?
Now they're.
I mean, that's the way to make money now.
But now they're it looks like even these tours aren't going to be able to survive. I don't know how these artists are going to make their money. And another phenomena is that some of these artists have done very well on social media and TikTok, and they've got their start on YouTube, and they haven't built up the way it was done in the old days, where you would be an opening act and then play small clubs, and then
so they haven't built a following.
They haven't built a following, and then the following is very fickle. Like one of the ones that was going to come to town was Megan Trainor. She was going to be at the amphitheater, which is, let's say, it's between 12 and 14,000 people. That whole tour was canceled. And people know who she is and things, but I don't think she's built a really solid, base. And I think maybe the ticket prices were just, this is what, the larger promoters want or expect, and they just couldn't command it. So they pull the plug on the whole thing. I mean, like this, the average ticket price, I think, between now and 2019, 2018, it's gone up 38%, and it's between $136 and $155, somewhere in there.
So have these commentaries said anything about the broader implications for the economy in general? Like, is this a symptom of an economy that's where people are? I assume the implication is it's a symptom of an economy where people are having a hard time paying for things like gas and and whatever.
I think it's definitely a factor, but it's not hitting everybody.
Yeah.
There's some acts that are doing fine, but I think it's wearing a bit thin. I think where the concert used to be a kind of casual thing you would do.
Where's your brandy snifter?
Where's my brandy snifter right now?
You need to take the other side of this argument, Matthew, and you could talk about how
well, I'd be curious to know with our audience.
You need to get a limousine to go to the show.
Who watches this show? What are you willing to kind of spend on a show?
Yeah, I see. I know people think differently about this. Some people think I'll pay anything for a unique experience, right? So if I get to see, Bob Dylan or some sort of, they're only going to, this is my one chance to see X, whatever the band is. And I'll pay any price to do that. Or go see the Super Bowl, whatever it is, because this is sort of like a once in a lifetime experience for them, at least. And that justifies the price. I'm kind of the other way. I'm kind of like, if I'm going to spend a lot of money, I want to have something to show for it, like tangible thing.
Yeah, I mean
that's kind of like a guitar, right? No joke. If you're paying multiple thousands of dollars for an experience that's optional, I'm going to think long and hard about whether or not I want to get something like a guitar, which I can enjoy over and over and over again.
Have your residual value
yeah.
with you,
and two, it retains its value to some degree. And with a guitar, it seems to be like it basically keeps up with inflation.
Yeah.
So,
well, I'm curious to know if we're just hitting a little bit of a glitch or we're hitting kind of a wall. I was always amazed when I think it was Taylor Swift who really started to increase prices to scalper level pricing.
Yeah,
and she continued to do it for at least 2 or 3 tours, and she's maintained it. So,
okay, Matthew, I'm going to go to the outro.
You're going to go to the outro?
Have you said?
I think I'm done.
You done? Okay.
No easy solution, but
all right. Next week, would you do some Rorschach riffs that are more identifiable?
I'll do it. I'll go back to guitar.
We had 2 back-to-back things that I just find discouraging. That Rolling Stones.
What was
list.
the Rolling Stone one? Oh yeah, the Rolling Stone. That was kind of a
and
bummer.
then a good. I mean, I guess the bass players probably got all those, but then a Rorschach riffs that just too hard for me.
We'll focus on Les Paul through a Marshall, just classic tones.
Well, that was through a Deluxe Reverb.
Mm-hmm. Well, next week
maybe. Okay. We will have episode 54 coming up next week.
Okay.
And until then,
thanks for watching.
We thank you all for watching.